This is Mary. She is a preschool teacher. A typical day at her center would start off with a very busy morning, receiving children, conducting visual and temperature checks via a handheld thermometer, and manually recording their temperature and attendance on paper. Throughout the day, Mary has to multitask between teaching and manually sieving through paper records of data to prepare reports. This is Sandra, another preschool teacher. Unlike Mary, Sandra is no longer frustrated with the manual operations that she used to face, as her school has adopted digital solutions to improve the overall efficiency and customer service at her center. Sandra's center uses a preschool management system that integrates various functions onto a single platform, including attendance taking using facial recognition and thermal scanning. The system then automatically sends real-time updates to the center's database. This has made the check-in, check-out process more efficient, freeing up time for Sandra and her fellow teachers to teach and engage with the children.
Previously, our centers was using physical files for parents to manually sign in and out when they drop off and pick up their children. With the preschool management system, parents can now conduct contactless checks in and outs via facial recognition with thermal scanning. These allow our teachers to focus on the children's safety as they arrive, to ease congestion and reduce waiting time, especially during peak periods.
Teachers could only communicate to parents either face-to-face to writing in the child's communication book that they can only receive at the end of the day. Now, during my lessons, I can snap pictures and videos and upload them easily later via the preschool management system. Parents will receive notifications and can be kept updated on their child's activities at school.
With more dual-income families and working grandparents, as well as an increasing awareness of the importance of early childhood development, there has been a rising demand for preschool services. The early childhood sector therefore has to use digital solutions to help preschools adapt, improve productivity, and find new and better ways to operate.
Digital tools are here, and we must be ready to adapt and take it on one step at a time. By doing so, we free up more time to spend with the children, learn new ways to communicate with the parents, and engage in our own professional development in this digital world. We can do it.
To help preschools seize the opportunities from new digital trends, the Infocom Media Development Authority, in partnership with the Early Childhood Development Agency and the industry, jointly developed the Early Childhood Industry Digital Plan, or IDP. The IDP is part of the SMEs Go Digital program that helps to make going digital simple for operators. It provides operators with a step-by-step guide on the digital solutions to adopt at each stage of their business growth. Operators can use the digital roadmap in the IDP to find out if their business is digital ready and take action to get started. Operators starting on their digital journey can adopt Stage 1 solutions to improve the efficiency of the center's operations. Stage 2 digital solutions help operators to deepen their digital capabilities through data-driven operations and development across the sector. Advanced digital solutions in Stage 3 enable operators to take it further with smart resource management and virtual training and learning. The IDP also includes a digital roadmap on training to ensure that professionals in the early childhood sector are equipped with the necessary mindset, skills, and knowledge to adapt to the digital working environment.
Going digital with virtual school tours and orientations has not only helped us cope with the COVID-19 pandemic, but also provided parents with greater convenience. We are always looking at better ways to engage our parents and children, and there is no doubt that digitalization will play a big role in this.
Digitalization has definitely helped us teachers adapt to the current pandemic situation more effectively. This includes developing home-based learning videos, conducting parent-teacher conferences remotely, and even having online concerts.
Adoptions of digital solutions can help preschool enhance productivity, better manage costs, and improve the quality of services. It also allows our educators the opportunity to provide quality interactions with parents and children.
Let the Early Childhood IDP give you the opportunity to take your organization to the next level using digital solutions. Start your digital journey today.
Hello and a very good afternoon to everyone. I'm Harish from the Advocacy, Digitalization and Transformation team at SBF, and I'm happy to be your host for today. Welcome to the SBF-ASSETS SMEs Go Digital Industry Forum for Early Childhood. Together with SBF, this afternoon's program is jointly brought to you by ASSETS, ECDA and IMDA. As part of SBF's long-standing partnership with IMDA, SBF partners IMDA, the agencies, as well as industry partners to share about industry digital plans and pre-approved solutions to different sectors at forums. We are heartened that many of the companies in the early childhood business are able to join us today, and we hope that you will be able to find the right solutions to help in your digitalization journey. Before we begin with this afternoon's program, we'd like to share some house rules. No recording and sharing of the content of this forum is allowed unless the information is available publicly. Also, the chat function has been disabled. If you encounter audio-visual issues, please check your connection. If necessary, you may leave and re-enter this forum. If you have any questions, please submit them via the Q&A panel function at Zoom. To commence with this afternoon's program, I would like to invite Mr. Tan Chi Wee, Chief Executive Designate of ECDA, to deliver the opening remarks. Mr. Tan, please.
Mr. Tan Chi Wee, Executive Director of Singapore Business Federation. Ms. Susan Look, President of the Association of Early Childhood and Training Services. Colleagues from ECDA, IMDA, SSG, and our preschools. Very good afternoon to all of you. I'm happy to join you today at this Industry Digital Forum for Early Childhood, co-organized by SBF, ASSETS, ECDA, and IMDA. The early childhood sector plays an important role in nurturing our children in their early years. With more dual-income families and working grandparents, as well as growing awareness of the importance of EC development, there's a rising demand for quality preschool. As the demand for quality goes up, preschools can leverage digital technology to improve productivity and manage their operating costs, enhance service experience for parents, and even support our EC educators' professional development. With ICT solutions becoming more pervasive, but yet complex at the same time, we have developed the EC Industrial Digital Plan in partnership with IMDA, SSG, and the EC sector to support our preschools on their digitalization journey. The EC IDP provides a structured framework to guide preschool operators on digital solutions they can adopt across 3 stages of digital growth, while introducing a training roadmap to equip our workforce with the requisite digital skills. Under the EC IDP, ECDA and IMDA shortlist and select solutions that can help assist preschools in their operations at different stages of digital readiness. These pre-approved solutions, developed by certified vendors, have been curated to facilitate simple and quick adoption by preschools. Apart from existing preschool management solutions, operators and educators can look forward to new solutions for e-enrollment and data analytics for preschool operations for early November. More pre-approved solutions will be added in time to come. Some early adopters of the preschool management solutions share that their preschools have seen savings of between 40 to 100 man-hours every month. These savings are due to productivity gains in activities such as taking attendance and temperature, updating child records, and communicating with parents. They're happy that such solutions have helped streamline daily administrative tasks to free up more time for their teachers to focus on teaching and caring for their children. This is in line with the recommendations from the Occupational Health and Safety Assessment on the EC sector to improve educators' well-being. We also observed that these early adopters were able to cope better when the COVID pandemic hit by maintaining attendance and temperature records of their children digitally. Some operators even implemented contactless screening with facial recognition and temperature scanning. Preschools that digitized their forms also faced less service disruptions, as parents could submit their registration online rather than collecting and submitting such forms in person. Virtual tours also enable parents to get acquainted with the preschool environment when restrictions on external visitors are imposed. Ultimately, we understand that our preschools will need to build a business case for digitalization, with key factors being the cost of investment, potential savings, and productivity returns. Smaller enterprises may also need help and support to jump on the digitalization bandwagon. In response, we have announced recently that the government will set aside over $4 million over the next 3 years to support preschools in adopting the recommended IDP solutions as part of the Productivity Solutions Grant. Later, my colleagues from ECDA and IMDA will share more about the IDP and funding available. Our partner, SSG, will also be sharing how SkillsFuture can equip EC professionals with the relevant skills to address the challenges of both the present and the future. In addition, we are glad to have two preschools share their digitalization journey with us today. Vice Principal, Ms. Noor Hidayah, and from the Nurture Stars at Safra Toa Payoh, and Lead Center Principal, Ms. Majori Soon from PCF at Cashew, will be sharing how digital solutions have helped to streamline their operations and improve efficiency at their preschools. I hope to see these improvements and innovations in action when I get the opportunity to visit them in future. Thank you for walking this digitalization journey with ECDA, and I wish all of you a fruitful forum ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Tan, for the well-rounded introduction. We'll now dive deeper into the program with Margaret from IMDA providing us with the overview of the SMEs Go Digital program. This will be also followed by the funding support for the early childhood operators to Digitalise presented by Hui Min from ECDA. And over to you, Margaret.
Thanks, Haris. Give me a minute, let me load my slide. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, hi. Hi, thank you everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time this afternoon. We have joined work with ECDA and SSG to develop early childhood IDP under SME Go Digital program to help operators to develop their competitive advantage through digital means, which is very much needed today in the new normal. This afternoon, we'll share more on our program with its resources and how it can help SMEs in their digitalization journey. SME Go Digital program is a national program administered by IMDA together with sector agencies to support digitalizations for SME across 23 sectors in ITM. SMEs are at the heart of Singapore economies, employing 2/3 of our workforce, contributing to nearly 50% of GDP. With digital technology transforming every sector of Singapore, our SME have to capitalize and digitalize technologies to thrive and seize growth opportunity. Rapid advances in digital technology are disrupting business in almost every industry. At the same time, these developments open up new opportunities in the digital economies. Digital technology not only enable SMEs to increase productivity in the business, help them to manage business costs, but it also helps to open up revenue opportunities and scale up operations. We have been providing a wide range of support for the diverse needs of SME at different stages of growth and digital maturity, especially in deferring the cost of adoption through SME Go Digital program, which was launched in April 2017. The aim of the program is to make going digital simple for SME. And to date, we have more than 75,000 SME who have adopted digital solution and benefited from our program. We have completed 19 IDPs for 17 ITM sectors. Early childhood IDP is one of them, which we have launched earlier this year, in March. Early childhood IDP is a guide that helps operators to assess their digital readiness and identify the suitable solution to accelerate their growth. At stage 1, operators can get to digitalize their journey with preschool management solution, which help them to enable operational efficiencies. It comprises of essential functions which preschool required to manage the operation, interaction with parents and students, and ensuring staff are trained adequately to look after the needs of preschoolers. At stage 2, we provide solutions to scale up the existing digitalization efforts to help operators in development of their data capability to gain insights of their center operation, child development, autonomous solutions in maintaining the environmental cleanliness and hygiene, while staffs of preschool centers can focus on higher value tasks. As part of continuous learnings and improvement, we advocate the importance of being part of ecosystem to upskill the workforce through digital learning platform and source of fresh and experienced people to join the industry through talent attraction platforms. At stage 3, we identify advanced technology which operators can adopt to strengthen their competitive edge in becoming an intelligent centers. For instance, smart resource management solutions can help to perform laborious tasks in daily center operation, and virtual training and learning solution helps to nurture innovative mindset beyond the boundary of classroom. Aside from this sector-specific solution identified in our 3-stage digital roadmap, operators can adopt digital solutions like accounting management, HR management, CRM, Salesforce, sales management, and cybersecurity as part of business capability. As we plan for digital roadmap, we do recognize that digital solution must go hand in hand with the training courses available in the market to ensure that employees are equipped with the right technical skill to operate the digital solution. Hence, for all IDP development, we do map out training roadmap with the digital roadmap by working closely with sector agency. In this case, it will be ECDA and SSG. To make it simple for SME to adopt digital solution, we provide a list of pre-approved solutions assessed to be market-proven, cost-effective, and supported by reliable solution providers. SME can adopt this pre-approved solution and receive funding support through productivity solution grants. For new SME that and those who are yet to digitalize, we support them through Start Digital initiative. For them to adopt foundational and easy to deploy digital solutions at affordable rates. The list of solutions under this initiative includes digital marketing, digital collaboration, with the given increased needs for remote working and reaching out to customer online. These solutions, or we refer to them as Start Digital Pack, are offered through our 6 banks and telcos who are natural touch points for our SMEs. Here are some of the success cases of our 75,000 SME who has adopted digital solutions and benefit from our program. SME that need help can reach out to SME centers for basic digital advisory on solutions and relevant grant support. SME centers are managed by trade association in Singapore as listed here. SME that require more advanced digital solution or consultancy can approach SME Digital Tech Hub. Our principal consultant at SME Digital Tech Hub has vast experience in areas of IT strategy consulting, data analytics, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and Internet of Things. This SME Digital Tech Hub would translate into Chief Technology Officer as a service by the end of this year, and the services offered to SME will be at no cost. With this easy to guide and follow through simple guide, operators can get started by visiting Early Childhood IDP web page on IMDA and use self-assessment checklists to identify the suitable solutions with relevant training courses before adopting the relevant pre-approved solutions. Alternatively, operators who do not know how and where to start digitalization can approach our business advisors at SME centers who will provide advisory on solutions based on early childhood IDP. Operators then require more advanced advisory on the solution will be referred to SME Digital Tech Hub. For latest initiatives of our program to help your business to go digital, we'd like to invite you to join our SME Go Digital Telegram, where you will receive the latest happenings and available resources which you may find useful for your business. I shall stop here for a while for you guys to do a quick scan on this QR code. Okay, thank you everyone. Hope everyone had gained a deeper understanding of our program. So with this, I shall hand over the time to Hui Min from ECDA to share more about the solution available for adoption and the process of grant application. Hui Min, please.
Thank you, Margaret. Please allow me to pull out my slides. May I just double check that the slide is being shared now?
Yes, we can see your slides.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hui Min, and I'm from the Early Childhood Development Agency. I'll be sharing on the funding support available for early childhood operators to digitalize. You have heard about the Early Childhood Industry Digital Plan, which is developed in partnership with the IMDA, SkillsFuture Singapore, and EC industry partners. It provides a 3-stage roadmap that Margaret has shared earlier on in detail. Essentially, it serves to guide preschools on the digital solutions that can be adopted and skills training recommended for their digital transformation journey. If you want to know more about the IDP roadmap in detail, you can also refer to our IDP ebook that's available on our website. At the end of this sharing, I will share the web link with you. What can preschool operators look out for in the EC Industry Digital Plan? First, the pre-approved digital solutions will be progressively curated, and these, as mentioned, are market-proven, cost-effective, and supported by reliable vendors. We hope that this will help preschool operators save time and effort required to search for suitable solutions to implement at the centers. Second, you will probably have heard about the funding support as well. Over $4 million will be made available to help preschools digitalize over the next 3 years. This will be in the form of the Early Childhood Digitalization Grant, the ECDG for short. The ECDGs will support up to 70% of the implementation costs of the digital solutions, and because it is administered as part of the Productivity Solutions Grant, all applications and claims will be made via the Business Grants Portal, which is a portal which brings all government grants for businesses in one place, so it's easier for you to find and apply for grants that you need. These are the eligibility required criteria. So at the point of grant application, through the Business Grants Portal, you need to be registered and operating in Singapore. The solution that you wish to adopt must be used in Singapore. You must not have made any payment to a vendor or anyone in relation to the solution, and you should not have signed or confirmed any contract with a vendor as well. In addition, operators must also meet the following sector-specific requirements. Operators and centers need to be licensed under ECDA. and the solutions you wish to adopt must be new or include enhanced functions that have not been implemented at the centers yet. You may ask, what are the preschool solutions, pre-approved solutions that are available? Currently, as a stage 1 solution, the preschool management system is available for adoption. I will elaborate more about this later. Upcoming, very soon, e-enrollment forms and data analytics for center operations will also be made available. Other solutions will be progressively onboarded as part of stage 2 of the IDP roadmap. And these include data analytics for child development, autonomous solutions for cleaning, health and safety, digital platform for continuous professional development and mentoring. This slide shows you more information about the preschool management system, which can help center alleviate its administrative tasks on a daily basis. In terms of center operations, it can streamline and digitalize paper-based processes, finance processes, recording of children's records, communication to parents, virtual tour, school web portal maintenance, and staff management. There are currently 5 pre-approved vendors providing solutions for preschool management systems. And these are Common Town, Cyberland, Heavens, Digitalise, and Tidy. These are the new solutions that will be made available soon. E-forms will enable parents to submit e-enrollment forms online with digital signatures. This should increase efficiency in processing student enrollment. Data analytics for center operations. Preschools actually collect a lot of information, and this solution should help to transform this information into usable and dashboards that can provide insights to help centers plan, manage the preschool environment and service quality. Now that you have heard about the pre-approved solutions, how do you go about applying for funding support, and what is the claim process like? It's quite a straightforward process, and everything is done through the Business Grants portal. First, operators submit a grant application on the Business Grants portal. ECDA reviews the application and notifies the operator of the application outcome within 6 to 8 weeks. If the application is approved, operators will receive a letter of offer that is generated on the Business Grants portal. The solutions can be then deployed at the centers. Once the solutions have been implemented, claims can be submitted. So this is also done through the Business Grants portal. So that was a quick overview of the processes involved. But don't worry if you cannot remember all these steps. We have developed a user guide with the detailed process flow as well. It also includes step-by-step instructions with screenshots available on our website. I will now elaborate on the application and claim processes in the next few slides. Application process. To begin, operators can log into the Business Grants portal with COPPass. The user interface is quite intuitive. You just have to follow on-screen instructions to fill in information and submit relevant documents. So what are the relevant documents, you may ask? So first, you need to submit your company's financial statements, business impact measurements based on a template that is available on our website, and also unsigned quotations. The quotations should be unsigned as required under the Productivity Solutions Grants Guidelines, which the ECDG is administered under. Once that's done, you can proceed to submit your application. Next, once ECDA receives your application, it will be reviewed, and if required, we may route the application back to you for more information and further clarification. If not, the entire process should not take more than 8 weeks from the application date. If your application is successful, you will receive an email notification that a letter of offer is available for acceptance in the Business Grants portal. You will then need to log in to the Business Grants portal to accept the letter of offer, as seen in the screenshot here. We recommend that you accept the letter of offer as soon as you receive the notification so that you can immediately implement the solutions at your center. Next, the claim process. Once the solution has been implemented at the center, operators can file a claim in the BGP as well, the Business Grants portal. Again, you follow on-screen instructions and fill in necessary details and attach supporting documents such as the vendor's invoice, payment receipt, etc. I need to highlight that only one claim can be submitted for each application. So please ensure that you put in the full amount that you would like to claim for as supported in the letter of offer. So once that's done, you submit your claims and it will again be processed by ECDA. And that's it. That's the entire process for you to tap onto the funding support available for your digitalization journey. I am sure you may have more questions about the ECDG and the processes involved. Feel free to enter them in the Q&A panel. And we have also prepared a list of FAQs that are available on our website to address some of these questions. However, I would just like to take this opportunity to maybe highlight one question that you may have, which is, do I have to submit multiple applications for different centers? Please note that each application is tied to a single unique entity number, UEN. So if you have multiple centers under the same UEN, which would like to apply for funding for the same solution, for example, the preschool management system, there is no need for you to submit separate applications. The Business Grants Portal will allow operators to submit applications for up to 10 centers in each application. If you have more than 10 centers under the same UEN keen to apply for funding for the same solution, kindly reach out to us for assistance. You may also have multiple centers with multiple UENs, with each center having its own unique UEN. If that's the case, you will need to submit separate applications for each UEN is considered a separate entity. Finally, this slide shows the various resources that are available for you to go to so that you can find out more information about the ECDG as well as other funding support. A good starting point would be the ECDA's website where you can find the FAQs and the step-by-step user guide I mentioned earlier. If you would like to submit grant applications, you can head on directly to the Business Grants Portal. Some operators may enjoy additional subsidies for digital training under the SkillsFuture Enterprise Credit. I believe our partner SSG will elaborate on this later on. Social service agencies and charities may also be able to tap on additional support under the Tech and Go program. So these links will also be shared in the chat for your convenience. I hope that my presentation has been useful for you, and I look forward to receiving your grant submissions. Thank you for your kind attention. Harish, back to you, please.
Thank you to our colleagues. Thank you to our colleagues from IMDA and ECDA for the informative sharing. We've also noticed quite a number of questions streaming along the way. So please feel free to share your questions with us, and we will be sharing responses to it at the end of this forum. Next, I would like to invite Amanda from SkillsFuture Singapore to share on SkillsFuture initiatives and resources which support skills transformation for enterprises. Over to you, Amanda.
Thank you, Harish. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking time to attend the session today. Let me just pull out my slides. Right. Just to check that everyone is able to see, my screen is up.
Yes, we can see your slides.
Okay. All right, so I'm Amanda from SkillsFuture Enterprise Engagement Office. So today I'll be sharing with everyone about the SkillsFuture for Enterprises initiatives that operators can actually tap on to develop a sustainable skills strategy. So today I'll be sharing about the industry insights on skills training that will be useful information for everyone to refer to, an overview of the SkillsFuture initiatives as well as resources that you will be able to tap on. So firstly, a quick introduction. I'm sure everyone knows about SSG, and we are actually a statutory board under the Ministry of Education. So our mission is really to enable individuals to learn for life and pursue skills mastery. And our vision is to build a nation of lifelong learners, as well as a society that values skills mastery. So based on the highlights from SBF's National Business Survey, I'm sure everyone here agrees that the importance of skills training, especially when we're in the line of education, especially in young children. So we have noticed that staff training has become more important during, especially during the pandemic period, and investment in staff training actually has increased as well. And actually, technology adoption challenges for business is amongst the top 5 challenges that businesses have faced. So, yes, looking at that, we actually have also completed a study recently together with the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and found that there is tangible benefits in terms of revenue, and it's a sustained one that companies actually benefit from when investing in staff development and manpower development. So moving on, after covering the reasons on why the importance of training, looking at the initiatives that can actually enable companies to leverage on the SkillsFuture funded courses, we have the enhanced training support for SMEs. So SMEs actually enjoy a higher rate of funding of up to 90% for course fee funding. Apart from that, there's also absentee payroll support to cover up to 90% of an hourly basic salary capped at $7.50 per training hour. So from 1st of January onwards, there will no longer be a percentage rate, but a flat rate of $4.50 per hour and capped at $100,000 per year for absentee payroll. Okay, so earlier on, my colleague from ECDA actually mentioned about the SkillsFuture Enterprise Credit. So for Enterprise Credit, companies can actually tap on 2 buckets of initiatives. First is the Enterprise Transformation in programs, which is capped at $7,000 credit that companies can utilize on. So that covers solutions under the Productivity Solutions Grant as well. And for workforce transformation, companies can actually utilize all $10,000 of credit and can tap on the SkillsFuture programs that are Skills Framework aligned, as well as the programs that have been identified under the IDP. So this is an illustration of how companies can actually tap on the SkillsFuture Enterprise Credit and the out-of-pocket expenses that companies actually have to put out, and which is rather affordable. On top of that, companies can still tap on enhanced absentee payroll if you're going for industry relevant causes. So these are additional information on SFEC. Companies who are eligible would have already been notified by Enterprise Singapore on your eligibility, and you can already submit claims if you have already embarked on training. So next, I'll share a bit on the skills framework, which the IDP anchors on in developing the skills as well as the training roadmap. So for the skills framework, you actually can leverage on it to develop job descriptions as well as on-the-job training plans, conduct performance evaluation, as well as refer to identified training programs that have been tagged to the various job roles and skills. Apart from that, we also have pre-filled skills framework templates that you can use that's available on our website, as well as HR tech solutions that have already ingested skills framework content that you can purchase. So this is an example of a company who has actually used the skill framework to provide further clarity on the type of skills that they might need to support the change in business direction. So Maha Camp actually leveraged on that to help them to derive the training plan for their company. So next, in terms of digitalization, we will recommend companies to also consider the SkillsFuture for Digital Workplace, which is a 2-day program that will help to develop digital confidence amongst employees, especially who are less confident in digital technology. So for Singaporeans and PRs, it's been highly subsidized at $50 per person. So looking at more emergent and leadership skills, companies can consider the SkillsFuture series, which covers 8 emerging areas, including digital media as well as tech-enabled services. And for leadership, we have partnerships with PwC and INSEAD for programs that will help to develop management and leadership roles. Apart from the technical related skills, SSG also has identified key critical core skills that companies should develop and can consider more than 350 courses to develop in these 16 competencies. So if you're intending to hire fresh graduates or open to supporting part-time studies and part-time work training, might consider the SkillsFuture work study programs, which covers 5 types of programs from diploma, including WSQ training. So I'm sure we are all familiar with this framework, which covers that 90% of learning happens at the workplace, and SSG plays quite high importance in helping companies to build best practices to build workplace learning capabilities. Hence, we have launched a couple of years ago the National Center of Excellence for Workplace Learning. This is where companies can tap on NACE, who offers training and consultancy services such as training needs analysis, developing of on-the-job training blueprints, and coaching skills for workplace trainers and mentoring systems at the workplace. So this is all to help companies to build and implement sustainable workplace learning systems. Now, so this company, Metropolis Security, actually leveraged on NACE to actually support and implement workplace learning practices, and they actually saw a reduction in staff attrition by more than 50%. Another initiative that SSG had launched last year is the SkillsFuture Queen Bee program. So the company logos that you see there are some of the Queen Bees. We call the SkillsFuture Queen Bees, who have been supporting SMEs in their training and skills development journey. So under this program, companies, SMEs can receive support from a skills manager who will benefit from curated training plans that will support the whole company business innovation, as well as gain from peer learning within the companies in the SkillsFuture Queen Bee network, and also access to digital services that simplify training administration. So example of a Queen Bee is Prudential. So you might ask, why would a financial services company actually do this? So for Prudential, they have a belief in imparting design thinking skills to help their SME clients, as well as companies who are keen in this area, to innovate and develop new ways to bundle their products. So you see some youtiaos. So this company specializes in youtiaos. So they are fried dough sticks, and they actually through this program develop different flavors of fried dough sticks. So as you can see, what they have here is rather different from the usual. And next, for companies who look into developing their people and exemplary employers, we will like to recognize them, and we encourage you to consider the SkillsFuture fellowships to help employees who would like to gain mastery in areas and skill sets. And for this, the awardees actually get a monetary award of $10,000. And for employers, you'll be recognized as an advocate for lifelong learning and an exemplary employer that develops their employees. So these are non-monetary recognition award, which is awarded annually by the President of Singapore. So how is SSG supporting skills transformation for enterprises? We have quite a number of other resources that you can tap on, such as the SkillsFuture Advice, where it's a complimentary 60-minute, currently it's a virtual session where there's short sharing on various resources that employees can tap on in their individual career planning and upgrading needs, and assessments that can help employees to understand their learning style. So these can be these sessions can be held at times that you require. So as a final resource, we'd like to share with you the Enterprise Portal for Jobs and Skills, where you'll be able to do quick searches on the initiatives that I just shared, as well as search by various needs that you're looking at in terms of developing your staff and searching for courses that you would like to embark on, including those that are listed in the IDP. So if you'd like to go deeper into looking at skills to support your transformation journey, we have the SME Skills Transformation Playbook that provides step-by-step approaches to identify the impact on business impact on skills transformation, as well as tools and templates that you can leverage on, including the ones that I shared about, templates that you can use from the skills framework content, as well as to get a sense, and the digital tools to help you make sense of the business needs as well as your skills needs. So thank you very much. If you'd like to have any queries regarding some of our initiatives or like to stay connected with us, we've included our email address here. So this is my last slide. Thank you. Back to you, Hamish.
Thank you, Amanda, for the insightful sharing. Also, we would like to inform all participants that we will be sharing the slides, presentation materials of today's forum after this webinar. So please do look out for your emails as well. And at this point of time, we would also like to share with you that we have 2 video clips of operators who have adopted digital solutions to streamline their processes and improve their efficiency. So we are going to witness their transformation journey right ahead. So over to the videos.
Hi everyone, I'm Noor. I'm from Digitalise at Safra Topayo. I'll be sharing with you about our digital journey with the preschool management system. At Digitalise at Safra Topayo, we use the preschool management system developed by Havens. Before the implementation of the preschool management system, there were some challenges that we faced as a school. Thus, here I'll be sharing about the benefit too of the preschool management system. Firstly, physical files were used for signing in and signing out. This manual entry does not only affect the rate of accuracy but causes congestion during the peak period. Also, at least 2 teachers had to be present to assist with attendance taking and health checking. With the preschool management system, we have contactless check-in and check-out system. With the help of a Bluetooth thermometer or facial recognition device, together with thermal scanning, the temperature of the child is immediately synced to the app. When the temperature is taken, the child's attendance is automatically updated by the system as present. Another challenge we faced was that invoices placed in children's bag were often overlooked or misplaced. With the use of preschool management system, with the help of automation, the school fees and ECDA's GS2 subsidies are automatically lodged onto the invoice, which are sent out via the app. E-receipts is likewise sent on receipt of payment. 2 other challenges we faced would be communications with parents who are either face-to-face or through communication books only. Printed events and bulletins, which could only be received at the end of the day, were sometimes found in children's bag the following day. Therefore, with the use of preschool management system, parents' communication is better enhanced. Teachers are now able to snap pictures and videos, which can be uploaded easily later via the app. Parents will receive notifications and can be kept updated of their child's activities at school. Parents can also view updates during their lunch break, perhaps in the midst of a tiring day at work, and be reassured that their child is in good hands. Parents can also see events, bulletins displayed by the school, and will always be up to date with the school's happenings. Parents can also download and print their child's photos and portfolio reports at their own pace and in their own time. In this slide, I'll be sharing with you more images of our preschool management system. In the first photo, you'll be able to find the comms, which would be the announcement details. Here, you'll be able to find the announcement that is being posted. In the second image, you'll be able to find media. Under media, you'll be able to find moments and portfolio. Moments are generally updates done by the teachers. This is a zoomed version of the moments. You'll be able to find images which parents can later view or download. Under the tab of media, they'll be able to find portfolio too. When they zoom in to expand, they'll be able to find the checklist. As mentioned earlier, parents will be able to view their child's portfolio on the go. Under the tab of healthcare, parents will be able to view an overview, meal and milk of their child in school. For instance, under overview, parents will be able to view the total nap time their child had in school. They'll also be able to see what was served during lunch and at what time. Under meal, they'll be able to know the intake of the child and the feeding time. This way, parents will be assured what their child had in school. With the use of preschool management system, it has indeed benefited us. We hope that it will benefit you too. Thank you.
We just watched the sharing from Nurture's Tots. Let us now move on to hear from Sparkle Tots on their transformation and digitalization journey.
Nowadays, technology is everywhere. Living in Singapore, technology has been a part of everyone's daily life. Let us dive in a little deeper and zoom into the use of technology in a preschool perspective. A day in a preschool is unpredictable and extraordinary. School preparations and parents' interactions keep teachers so busy that they usually have unfinished work piling up by the end of the day. Why not let's go digital? What was the life of the staff before we adapt digitalization? Most of the time, they have to multitask between engaging with the children and manually do the necessary reports and records. With all of this, 8 hours a day would not be enough, which would make them both physically and mentally drained, and the quality of the service that we are offering might be compromised. And I think we all do agree that this is not good. So why not we go digital? So how do we digitalize? In Easy Industrial Digital Plan, there are 3 steps to go digital. First, adapt and adopt. Second, analyze and automate. And lastly, advance capabilities. Let me share how Sparkle Tots at Cashew reduces educators' workload and improves service quality with the preschool management system. Let's find out more about what is preschool management system. It is an easy-to-use system that is designed for schools to monitor and analyze data related to students, staff, parents, and daily administration. At PCF Sparkle Tots at Cashew, we use Digitalise as our preschool management system. It includes Little Family Room for parents' communication, Little Check-in for attendance taking, and Little Pool for children's health. You may be wondering, why should we use a preschool management system? Generally, it helps to handle the complexity of school management so that you don't have to do it manually. It has many benefits, such as saving times on administrative work, staying in control of your school's operations anytime and anywhere, as well as easing your work and creating structure for everyday tasks. It also provides greater accountability to children's learning progress for teachers as well as parents, being able to stay updated on their child's education. So how exactly do we use the preschool management system? Here are some features of the preschool management system that can help us go digital. We can easily generate portfolios and reports while keeping parents updated. It has features that create convenience for teachers, such as daily health monitoring and updating, as well as checking in and out. The timestamp and photos will be instantly sent to the approved guardians for them to know that the child arrived at school safely. Also, the communications between school and parents became more convenient, whether it's a private conversation or a broadcast. Both staff and parents will be notified instantly, and both ends could refer to the communications and events and bulletins page of the system anytime. Apart from the preschool management system, we also make use of digital technology in other ways. Making use of technology, virtual tour allows parents to understand centers, layout, and facilities. This helps parents to familiarize with the setting of the center, which leads to trusting relationship with parents. Also, through digitalization, school and parents can work hand in hand, as parents are a solid support to the school and the children's learning development. It also creates a positive impact to their child's confidence and behavior in learning. With this, the Centre provides opportunities for parents to share their expertise to children amidst their busy schedule via Zoom. This made homeschool relationship more convenient. Building a relationship with the community is important, and with digitalization, it has definitely been more convenient for us to provide opportunities for our staff, parents, and children to connect with the community. We are able to organize virtual talks and workshops while saving costs, resources, and manpower by doing it virtually. Digitalization is beneficial not only for adults but also the children. With digitalization, it can prepare children for the future. Children are able to gain quality learning and interactions as digitalization provides avenue to explore concepts, solve problems, role play, and connect to a bigger picture. There are some examples of how digitalization can be used to enhance children's learning experiences by using VR goggles, LED lights, projector, computer, speakers, and QR code scanning. Other digital tools like iPads and camera can enhance children to document the process of the activities independently, during which they could gather data for the invention, exploration, and other activities which stimulates better ideas and designs as they capture the many real objects. Digitalization is beneficial for the staff, the parents, and of course, the children. For the staff, it can improve their productivity because of its simplicity. With the increase of productivity, it also increases the quality of service. Does it mean we let technology overpower our preschool? Of course, no. As what George Couros have said, technology will not replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers can be transformational. So what are we waiting for? Take this easy yet transformational way to run your preschool. Start your digital journey today.
That was indeed inspiring from our operators who have digitally transformed. We have now come to the last segment of this afternoon's program, which is the Q&A. May I invite our panelists from IMDA, ECDA, and SSG, and Siti Nuraida from ECDA to facilitate with the Q&A session. Over to you, Siti.
Hi everyone, thank you Harish. My name is Siti and I'm from the Sector Outreach Department from ECDA. I will be facilitating this Q&A session this afternoon. If you have any questions, please do submit them via the Q&A panel function. I see there are quite a lot of questions, especially coming in on the funding and the pre-approved solutions that we would support under IDP. We will get to them. Let me introduce my fellow panelists this afternoon who will be answering your questions. Firstly, we have Ms. Margaret Chu. You've heard her sharing on the IDP as well as support available under SMEs Go Digital program. We also have Ms. Amanda Tay from SSG who shared with you on SkillsFuture initiatives and support. We are also delighted to have Mr. Ng Wee Lee with us today to share from the experience of a preschool operator. Mr. Ng is the founder and managing director of Children's Cove Preschool. So please, if you have any questions, please do submit them via the Q&A panel. While we wait for some of the questions to stream in, perhaps can I invite Mr. Ng to maybe just give a little introduction of himself since we have not heard from him yet. And later he will be able to give us some insights on, digitalizing from the perspective of an operator. Mr. Ng, please.
Thank you, Siti. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I mean that just now we all have seen the videos about how the preschool management system actually can help in our daily operations. Perhaps then maybe I would just like to share more about how in this COVID period, right, the preschool management system can actually improve our efficiencies and also really help our work. Let's say because like recently, because of like there's a number of COVID cases that's appearing in preschools, I mean that we have staff. I believe a number of preschool have staff and also children who are infected with COVID. So in this case, right, how does this preschool management system works? In the sense is that, right, once if something happens, right, straight away ECDA will want a lot of data from us here. Like for example, they want like attendance record. They want like for example, then they want to know the communication between the staff and the child. I mean that who is actually in close contact. So the preschool management system actually help us. First, number one, right, because from there, right, we can pull up the attendance record. And then we can see who is actually in school on the day when the COVID cases is actually appeared. That's number one. Number two, right, in terms of communication, right, because of this system, right, we can quickly push out messages and emails out to parents to inform them about the steps that the school is going to take. So this actually helps to improve a lot of communication with parents and help to assure parents that everything is actually in control and in safe hands. So I think that the preschool management system really helps a lot in our daily operations. Okay, over to you, Siti.
Thank you, Willie. Right, I see a lot of questions streaming in. Perhaps before I go to the questions on funding and the solutions that centers can look forward to, perhaps I'll get through the questions that are posed for IMDA as well as SSG. So there are a few questions for IMDA. I think we have some vendors who are interested in offering their services as a pre-approved vendor under our IDP. So there are questions on how to be a pre-approved vendor. So the link on how we work with IMDA to be a pre-approved vendor. It's available in the deck. We will share it with all participants. So you can find out more information from that link on how to be a pre-approved vendor. Summarily, you would need to attend a briefing organized by IMDA for all pre-approved vendors. And then you would also need to look at the requirement specifications for the different solutions that are being offered. And you have to look through whether you are able to meet those solutions. And then you can submit an application. So that's that for the pre-approved vendors. There was another question about the Start Digital Pack for digital marketing. So for this, can I invite IMDA to share a little bit more?
Hey, thanks, Siti, and thank you very much for the question. So for the Start Digital Pack, right, we do offer quite a few packs by the different telcos and banks. So I would encourage you guys to take a look at our Start Digital website over at IMDA. In fact, we do have a list of different kind of solutions by different banks and telcos that's listed over there. Maybe we can share the link in the chat group later.
Yes. All right. And also on the note of pre-approved vendors, I think our operators are aware that there are already some pre-approved vendors for, let's say, preschool management system for us. Some are asking, will we open up to other operators? So our answer is actually the pre-approval is always open for anybody who thinks they qualify and eligible. So maybe Margaret, you want to share a little bit more?
All right, so basically, you guys have noticed today we have 5 pre-approved solution providers that providing preschool management, and definitely we are not restricting to this 5. In fact, we welcome those solution providers who are able to meet the criteria to submit their applications. Yep, so the answer is yes, we are reviewing constantly, frequently, jointly with the ECDA on this.
Thanks, Margaret. All right, the next question, I think I invite SSG to share a little bit more. There was a question on whether there are any IT courses available under SkillsFuture to help teachers improve their IT skills, and they're wondering whether such courses can be offered in Mandarin as well.
Hi, Amanda here, yes. So there is a whole suite of IT courses in the course directory that on the enterprise portal for jobs and skills, actually at every level from basic, intermediate to advanced. So from short courses all the way to even SkillsFuture for digital workplace, that's also listed in the IDP. So in the IDP, there's also a range of courses that teachers could also leverage on. And for more advanced courses, can actually tap on the SkillsFuture series. Yes, and they're actually in 8 different domains.
Thank you, Amanda. So yes, there are a lot. There's a suite of different courses that you can look forward to, and you can browse them on the SSG website.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
sorry, I just forgot to address the point on Mandarin courses.
Yes.
So yes, so for SkillsFuture for Digital Workplace, there are some providers that actually conduct them in Mandarin. So can actually look for, there are actually 16 providers for SkillsFuture for Digital Workplace. So some of them actually run them in Mandarin. As for the other courses, then I'll suggest to actually contact the provider to inquire whether they actually conduct in Mandarin.
All right, thank you, Amanda. Okay, now let's get into the questions about the solutions as well as the funding. Okay, there are some questions on eligibility. I think one of the first few questions are VWO kindergartens eligible, or are social service agency preschools eligible? So that's the thing. When we secured funding and are offering funding support for our preschools, we wanted it to be open to all our preschool operators. So as long as you are a preschool operator registered and licensed with ECDA, you would be able to tap on the funding. It's just that there would be different funding eligibility and criteria depending on the number of centers you have under your UEN, which Hui Min had shared earlier. All right, there was another question as well. Do you need a minimum number of children as well as staff in a certain center to be able to qualify for the funding? So you would be able to qualify for the funding as long as you have a UEN and you are registered with ECDA, which means you would need to have a center code. So if you're a private center, you will be PT something. If you're a larger operator, you would have a different center code. So you definitely need to have a center code. There are some questions also asking if, let's say, the operator has other enrichment centers or linked entities together with the preschool, whether they would be able to apply for the funding that we are offering. So again, I reiterate, you would need to be registered and licensed with ECDA and need to have a center code issued by ECDA in order to be eligible for the funding. All right. Okay. There was another question on whether there are requirements on the local shareholding. Yes, there would be requirements on the local shareholding. These are all in the eligibility criteria that that you can access on the website when companies go in to apply. There are some preschools asking if, let's say, if kindergartens, they are able to access the business grants portal, because business grants portal would be the portal where we would encourage operators to go and submit their applications. So in order to enter the business grants portal, you would need to have a corp pass. So as long as you have a corp pass and you are an entity with a UEN, licensed and registered with ECDA, because in the application we would definitely ask you for that center code, then you would be able to submit your application on the portal. All right. Maybe let's go to some questions on the pre-approved vendors. So currently for the stage 1 solution, we have a preschool management system. Some have asked if preschool management system is a new category or new vendor. So actually no, Smart Solutions, we have been offering the different vendors as pre-approved vendors. So it's part of the preschool management system. So preschool management system is not new. We have 5 existing vendors. Let me just pull that up. Yes, we have 5 existing vendors who are Tidy, Digitalise, Havens, Common Town, and Cyberland. So I think to some of you, these vendors are not new to you because you have already subscribed. So the next question you would be asking is, oh, if you are already subscribed to one of the pre-approved vendors, can you still apply for funding for the preschool management system? So as Hui Min shared earlier in her slides, to be eligible for the funding, you would need to submit an application for a pre-approved solution that is entirely new, which means you do not have an existing contract with them. You would need to have a new fresh quotation and contract, and you would need to subscribe to new features. It cannot be a solution that you have already adopted before and it's the same features. So it has to be upgraded features. So that's for preschool management system. There are some questions also on like who are the vendors for e-forms. So e-forms, we are still going through, we're still pre-approving the vendors. We are also working with the existing preschool management system vendors to also offer e-forms. So if you're already using a certain preschool management system vendor, we are working with them to see whether they can also offer you the e-form as a top-up and upgrade, and that will be supported. So as long as it's new feature and a new contract, you would be able to submit applications for that. All right. Let me check if there are any other questions. Okay. Integration with center management system. Yes, I think for those who work daily administratively, you would have to interface with the center management system currently. We are working with the existing 5 vendors to integrate this with CMS. I think a lot of operators are looking forward to this. This would definitely help with productivity and cut down on double entry where you are entering into your own preschool management system and transferring the data again to the center management system. So we are looking forward to streamlining this process. So we're working very closely with the existing pre-approved vendors to have that to streamline the operation, but that is in the next phase. That's the next phase that we are looking forward to. Okay. There was a question on whether there are any features on manpower planning and scheduling that is already included in the stage 1 preschool management system. So you can actually browse the price packages of the operators and the modules. So you'll be able to see that the feature actually includes managing the scheduling of your manpower. All right. There was a question on, okay, what is the estimated cost and funding and what's the co-payment like expected of the operator? Like we mentioned, we will be sharing, we would be funding up to 70% depending on your eligibility criteria. On how much it costs, it's quite difficult to say because it really depends on the type of solution that you would be adopting, as well as the vendor that you'll be adopting. But all these are actually made transparent when we approve the vendors. The price list and packages will also be included on the website. But let's say to give a ballpark figure, for example, an average to implement a preschool management system could be about, let's say, 10,000. So then up to 70% funding would be 7,000, and then the preschool would have to co-fund the remaining. And we do it via this model because we want the preschool to also invest in the solution that they are adopting. Otherwise, if let's say it's fully funded, they may some operators may just take it, but you do not follow through with the implementation at the centers. You have to definitely work closely, even at the HQ level, if you are implementing these solutions. You have to work closely with your principals and your teachers and train them how to use them to see, this is the vision that you have for the HQ, and how you have to share with the teachers the value add on these things. Perhaps on this note, if really, I see you nodding along to my points on the implementation, maybe you can share a little bit more on how when you implement, you get your teachers and principal on board. Otherwise, sometimes when we implement it, if the teachers are not on board, it may actually turn out to be a white elephant over there. Really? Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree with you, Siti. In the sense is that right, actually the preschool management software that the ECDA has created is actually very good. But the thing is that the things how good a software system is, right, depends a lot on the user itself. So as it is said, and I totally agree in the sense, is that right, we need to articulate a vision to the teachers in the sense that why we need to implement this system and then how it will benefit them. Because the inertia of change from teachers is actually very strong. I mean, so a lot of education has been done. So so for my part here, right, what we do is that we actually implement in phases. So that means that maybe I will start with the younger age group, then slowly I'll roll up to the older age group. So I'll start phase by phase, and yeah. So this is how we can just slowly do adoption. And from there, right, after adoption, right, then we also do close monitoring, because we also need to make sure that the teachers constantly use, right. For example, right, we must make sure that they constantly update the student messaging book. That means the WhatsApp system. So it's not like a WhatsApp system. So we must make sure that they always post like photos and all those things. So once they get it into a habit, get it into a routine, right, they'll start to use it.
Yes, thank you, Willie, for sharing some insights. Yeah, not easy to implement. I mean, sometimes it can sound good, looks good to the operator, but you also have to think that the teachers and principals to get them on your side as well. And I like your strategy of sometimes technology can be intimidating, especially to the more mature workers. So you actually get buy-in from the younger ones, and you face them in. So once they see, oh, actually it's easy to use and all that, it would actually help encourage the rest. All right, thank you. Okay, let me look at the questions that we have submitted. All right, okay, there was a question: if let's say you have adopted a stage 1 solution, can you adopt another? So as I shared, if let's say you have already implemented a preschool management solution, if you want support for funding, it has to be a new contract as well as new features. It cannot be the same same features. But within the same stage, you can actually look at the other solution categories to adopt. So you can actually adopt multiple solutions under the same stage. So it doesn't mean that you have adopted something from stage 1, you cannot adopt stage 2. You can also adopt, let's say if you also adopted something from stage 2, can you also adopt another thing from stage 2? Yes, you can. So that's why in the different stages, there are quite a lot of different solution categories. So if you have not looked at our IDP was launched earlier this year in March. It's in the presentation deck. When we share with you, you can actually access the link and read through the IDP to see what are the solution categories. So on this note, I think there was a question as well on, okay, let's say a vendor has approached your school saying, oh, they have these features and you are interested in adopting them, but maybe they are not a pre-approved solution vendor. So in order to qualify for the funding, the vendor has to be pre-approved. So they have to make sure that they're part of the solution category and go through that whole pre-approval process with IMDA and ECDA. Otherwise, if you would like to use their solution, then there is no funding applicable for that. All right. On the IDP, there was a question on the timeline for the different various solutions and stages, and how soon are we onboarding the different solution categories. So broadly, for stage 1, stage one is for those who maybe have not implemented anything yet. They don't know where to start. Stage 1 is a good place for you to start, with the center management solutions, help you to manage and administer the processes at your center. So that's a good place to start. And I think we give it maybe 1 to 3 years for centers to adopt. Stage 2 is a little bit more advanced. You're already collecting data from your preschool management solutions and all that. So what can you use with all that information to value add to your process and business? So stage 2 is something maybe preschools can look forward to maybe in the next 2 to 4 years or 2 to 5 years. It's a little bit more advanced. But if let's say you're already on board stage 1 solutions, you have all those solution categories, then yes, stage 2 should be what you should be looking at. Since you already have that data, perhaps you can start looking into data analytics for your business processes, data analytics for your child development. Yes, so that's how we have faced the IDP. So it's relevant for operators at different stages of your development. All right. For funding, there was a question that funding only covers 1 year. So what about the subsequent years? All right, so the aim of our funding is actually to encourage our preschool operators to adopt the digitalization solution so it can help them save on productivity, save on costs. So yeah, it is actually to incentivize you. So we hope while using it for that 1 year, you will find that the cost and productivity savings is substantial enough for you to want to continue investing in the second year and third year. Perhaps here I can invite Willie to maybe share a little bit more on, from the business perspective, after adopting the preschool management solutions, how do you find the benefits as well as the productivity savings?
I think that in terms of benefits of productivity saving, right, I felt that we actually have seen improvement. First thing is that perhaps we can talk about the daily operations. In terms of the attendance taking, for example, we used to generate because I started many years ago when we first started, right, we have to generate an attendance sheet, and then this attendance sheet is we have to generate every month, and to make sure. Then sometimes we forget to add in new student and etc. So after that, right, with this new system, right, in terms of attendance, right, we do not need to every month generate already. We have to they just use the iPad and then just click check-in, and even the temperature is also being recorded, because sometimes in the past, right, if we forget to write the temperature down, right, then during a regular meeting, Ada will say, hey, look, this is actually a penalty here. You forget to put in the temperature. But right now, right, with all these things, right, it actually helped us a lot. That's into operation. In terms of the parents facing, it actually also help us in terms that communication with parents is easier right now. We used to write on notebook and then we send back to the notebook itself. It's teachers write. And then teachers have to spend a lot of time to write during the nap time. So right now they do not need to write. They just need to snap the photos and then just post it online, and then just type some words on it, some paragraph on it, and it actually helps to save a lot of time. And therefore the teacher can actually have more rest during the nap time.
Yes, thank you, Willie, for sharing a little bit more about your process on attendance taking and gathering data. I think especially in this pandemic, being able to access all that data quickly is also important, especially if, let's say, you need to do your contact tracing, you need to monitor the temperature taking, that the records are all digitalized. You don't need to go and scramble to find the hard copy and then digitalize it in order to submit. So yes, I think definitely there are productivity gains as well as cost savings for the operator if they would like to adopt the digital solutions. Okay, next, I think there's quite a bit of interest for e-forms as well. So like I mentioned, e-forms, we will progressively be onboarding e-forms as well as the next stage, which is stage 2, data analytics. So all this information will be shared on that portal whenever we pre-approve the vendors. The price list will all be there. There was a question is whether e-forms is legally approved and accepted by ECDA. So that's the beauty of doing the pre-approval process. So when we pre-approve ECDA and IMDA, we are able to work on the requirement specifications. So okay, in order to meet our needs, for example, for the enrollment forms, we would need things like, let's say, your digital signature, and how do we ensure that the digital signature is acceptable and is accurate, and how do we also ensure that all the fields that are required by us is captured. And then we also understand for enrollment, sometimes there are other data fields that operators may collect, for example, like any child allergies, or who are the alternate caregivers and all that, which is not needed by ECDA, but we've also checked with our operators what are the additional fields that is required when you do an enrollment form with the parents. So we've actually looked through all that, and we've worked with the under the pre-approval process that the vendors need to provide these requirements in order to meet. So yes, you'll be able to look forward to that for the next stage for e-forms. The vendors, we will share it when they have been pre-approved progressively. Okay, and okay, I think there was a question on what maybe for e-forms, would other forms be on board as well. So for a start, we are starting with the enrollment form first, and moving forward, if let's say there are other forms that the preschools would like to collect, yes, we can onboard those forms as well. All right. Okay, I think those were the questions that I managed to collate earlier. Perhaps just give me a minute to look through the Q&A panel to see if there are any questions that we have missed out. Okay, I think when we spoke about digital marketing earlier, I think there's still some more questions on digital marketing. Can I invite Amanda from SSG to maybe share a little bit more of what is digital marketing and where can they access the information?
Sorry, digital marketing, you mean SkillsFuture for digital workplace. Okay, so for that, the information is actually available on the enterprise portal for jobs and skills. So we can share the link to that information in the chat.
Thank you. So yeah, not sure if they are asking about the, sorry, SSG, that's the digital courses. I think it should have been for IMDA, digital pack, digital marketing category. So because I saw quite a few repeated questions, maybe IMDA, you would like to address the digital marketing part?
Thanks, Siti. Okay, so for the digital marketing part, right? I think my colleague has shared the link over there. So I will show you guys to take a look, because there is actually a clear description on the solution, what is called digital marketing, what is digital collaboration that we have pre-approved under this initiative. So do take a look at the link that my colleague has shared. So if you guys are interested, you can approach the banks or telcos, for more details in terms of subscription wise, contract wise, is actually over there, because we are working very closely with our banks and telcos. So for details wise, we really strongly encourage you guys to approach them, because they would have, as just like what I shared earlier, there are different solutions on digital marketing, digital collaboration. So it's really up to the banks and telcos, you see. Yeah. Yep, that'd be all.
Thanks, Margaret. All right, okay, let me look through the questions again. Yes, so there are some repeated questions asking, if you're already using a preschool management system, can you apply for the funding? So the answer is, if you would like to get the funding, it has to be for a new, you have to have new features. You cannot just resubscribe to the same exact solution and the same exact modules. So there needs to be some solution upgrades. For example, if let's say the upgrade then would be the e-forms, then yes, there will be funding support available for e-forms. All right. There was a question as well on, can our funding be applicable for, let's say you want to buy iPads and computers and laptop and thermometer? Okay. For these items individually and specifically, we do not support. But however, for example, as part of the preschool management system, for example, like our vendors, they offer contactless temperature taking. You need an iPad in order to do the check-in. Maybe you need a laptop. So certain hardware, because it's not only the software, the vendor also has to ensure that they provide you the hardware that you would need to use. And also sometimes the vendor will also offer training. So those items will be packaged together with the solution. So when you adopt that solution, those hardware will come together with it. So you do not need to purchase, the thermometer, iPad, and all that separately. But if let's say you are just looking to purchase thermometers, iPad, and all that, strictly the funding does not, we do not support funding for that. All right. Okay. Right, so I think those are all the questions that have been submitted via our Q&A panel. I hope myself and my fellow panelists have been able to answer your questions. If let's say there are questions that we are unable to clarify at this event, please do email us at ECDA_SO@ecda.gov.sg. Perhaps my colleagues can help me put in the link there. If there are any questions that we have not been able to answer, please do drop us an email and my team will get back to you. All right, thank you everybody. And over to you, Harish.
Thank you, Siti, and to all the panelists for that insightful discussion. So we have come to the end of today's forum, and we would appreciate if you could actually share your feedback and thoughts with us by scanning the QR code that you see on your screen. And at this juncture, on behalf of ECDA, IMDA, SSG, and all our panelists, We'd like to wish you to stay safe and also wishing you a successful transformation ahead. Have a good weekend.